What is up with Shigaraki referencing video games? Are you saying evil? Are you saying video game? Are you saying gamers are evil? Because I could buy into that. Giganto Machia is on his way. When will he arrive? Well, when the League arrived to Redestro. Actually, not as long as I predicted. I guess it makes sense seeing the arc is slowly reaching to the conclusion. Regardless, this was a decent chapter that left me feeling conflicted, stalled, and recovered by the end, more or less. As you already know, Giganto Machia is on his way. It should be any minute now. For some reason, the scene shifts to Hawks in Osaka, pondering on the status of the League. I suppose it's reasonable since he is associated with Dabi, let alone the League. And this is one way to let the fans know how is that heroes can't get a hold on their whereabouts. I guess that's fine, though the actual reason is to fill in on how Hawks won their trust back. The flashback shows Dabi discussing with Hawks about earning the trust and how he has one last shot. Hawks was tasked to eliminate someone other than number one hero, so the next best thing is Best Jeanist. He went over to his apartment, having a small friendly chat, and then take out a feather, portraying as an assassin. In short, Hawks killed Best Jeanist, killed by a feather. That's something I didn't think I would say, and that's where it segued back to Dabi versus Ginton. The execution is puzzling. It was a little odd to shift to Hawks and his whereabouts. Sure, he is part of the League more or less, but it could have transitioned better or timed the inclusion better. It could be a bit forgiving if he does show up in the battlefield, but only time will tell. That's only nitpick. My issue is the execution on the matter. I think it was a bad idea to reveal him as a double agent so soon. It's hard to buy into the mystery of Best Jeanist's disappearance. It doesn't help that the news consider him missing, not murder. I know the series is targeted for young boys, hence shonen, but the mystery could have been written better, especially when other series under the same banner did it better. Even if it's not intended to be a mystery, it took time away for a simple establishment of winning them over. I think if Koei had written Hawks as a man who doesn't care about his role, rather go for the amusement, this would have us thinking. Not to mention, more appealing. Anyway, it was done to clear that part out and have Best Jeanist disappear until further notice. Much like the previous chapter, this one goes over a slow-paced progression. Only instead of twice interacting with Compress, is with Shigaraki. The scene contains a similar reaction towards twice multiplying, contemplating how they can reach to the tower, and how that tower is where the main boss, as Shigaraki points it, located. It reminds me of Naruto's last arc in terms of pacing, and it's not a compliment. This should have been squeezed in the last chapter. The only advantage here is the notice of the arc closing into the climax with Redestro, as it feels like a progress. Dan and Shigaraki care for his people, which is nice. The actual progress is the setup for the next upcoming battles. First up is Spinner versus Hanabanta, I believe. The funny thing is, Spinner actually forgot about the guy. In all fairness, I do remember the guy, just not the name. His quirk isn't explained, but a good guess from Spinner suggests that his speech gives his people a power boost, hence everyone hulking up. Well, not exactly turning green and large, but strong and wild. I believe that's the quirk effect, though maybe it depends on his words to make it function the way it did. I know Spinner has fought before, but not much in the spotlight. Time to prove his allegiance. The other and more important battle is Twice versus Redestro. He did pass through a bunch of fodders with his set of fodders. Also, he loves Girin like a real friend, so it makes sense he would be the first one to rush in. Redestro is about to fight with his markings appearing, which I assume is his quirk. It could go two ways. One is to catch a glimpse of Redestro's power, since we are close to the climax, and due for a boss hype. Two is Skeptis re-emerges after a few strikes and fights Twice for payback. It would make sense to settle the score there. There are other ways, but I'm resorting to those two. It was a decent chapter that was saved by the last half. I don't mind learning about Hawk's whereabouts, even if the timing was odd, but the idea of playing tricks was puzzling. The double agent reveal should have been saved later for the appealing attraction. I guess the attraction of the arc is more on getting the new info rather than the flow of the plot. The segment with Twice was like the same old routine as the last one, slowing down the pace. The setup for the next battles saved my enjoyment. Those two could be good, though I'm looking for more on Redestro. Time to see what the son of the famous villain can do to pose a threat to another villain faction. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. I do wonder, what is Redestro's quirk anyway? What is his father's quirk? Would it be the same? Or would it be different? We're going to find out soon enough. What do you think of this chapter? Share your thoughts in the comment section. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel, and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.